SMMA, what is it? A scam or your ticket to the good life? Oversaturated or still early? I've been in the digital marketing industry for over 5 years at this point, and I want to come clean in this video about a few things I've seen in this space. But first, let's go all the way back to 1786 when William Taylor opened his office in London, the very first marketing agency ever. I bet old Bill didn't know what the future of his industry held.
Check the bank, full of money. You pick up a $6,000 Armani shirt and you put it on. Why the f are you gonna button it up?
A few decades later, Volney Palmer took this novel concept of an advertising agency across the ocean and started selling ad space in newspapers in bulk and then reselling them to individual businesses who wanted to advertise. Eventually, N.W. Ayer & Son was founded in New York. These guys were the first agency to really strategize with their clients, write ads on their behalf, come up with graphics and slogans, etc., and then manage the distribution of those marketing assets across their target market. Much like today, we see a variety of models in these early ad agencies and a lot of innovation in a field that moved very fast, serving everyone from Fortune 500 companies to mom and pop businesses that just wanted their ad in the paper. Over time, the industry evolved. Newspaper ads turned into magazine ads and magazine ads turned into TV ads. And then in the year 2000, everything changed. Larry Page and Sergey Brin of Google made a massive change to the ads landscape when they launched Google's first ad product, AdWords. And for the first time in the history of the world, the average citizen could boot up their 2000s computer, log on to AdWords, and launch their very own ad. There was no more middleman. Then 4 years later, Facebook was founded. And after some rudimentary experiments in their ads platform, they officially launched their self-serve advertising platform in 2007. But that's not all. In the same year, YouTube ads was released by Google as well. So with these two titan tech companies coming out with self-serve advertising, everything was starting to get a little bit easier. But as we know, businesses don't always want to manage everything themselves. And so they started to rely on people who understood these tools to actually get them to work for them. And thus was born the modern day marketing agency. I like to think about this time period kind of like what it would have been like for an e-commerce company to jump onto Amazon for the first time. It sounded scary. They weren't sure if they were going to sell enough. They're not sure if they're going to lose money, but everybody's telling me this is the way to go. Someone who understood how to bridge the gap and get these businesses up and running on platforms like Amazon, Google, and Facebook were invaluable in the very early days. And getting results for clients was pretty insanely easy because of cheap ad costs, low competition, and high reach for businesses on platforms like Google and Facebook. So the industry slowly but surely begins to evolve as all of these agencies and freelancers are helping businesses adapt to these new platforms. And things went on like this until 2015 when a bombshell dropped. In February, Tai Lopez releases his infamous "Here in My Garage" ad.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. Fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
Off the back of the audience he built with that ad, he made a more niche product called SMMA 1.0, teaching people like you and me how to run ads for local businesses with social media marketing. And of course, as many of Ty's students started to have success,
I built this SMMA course in 2016 called Social Media Marketing Agency. Yeah. So many people got results making money. I would almost go, if I had a way to document this, I would go to head with anything that's been put out, college or otherwise, of taking more people from rags to riches.
They started to build their own consulting or course businesses off the success of their agencies. There are countless of these people, but none of them made a splash quite like this man. No one knows exactly when, but Iman became the Bill Gates to Tai Lopez's Buffett, if you will. He was basically the firstborn of the father. But this video isn't about Iman, it's about SMMA. But that brings me to my next point, which is they're kind of inseparable at this point. There are people who get into the agency world in other ways, like maybe a job in a marketing agency, for example. But the majority of people in today's day and age that are cold calling businesses and trying to get them to buy their Facebook ads packages are 17 to 25-year-old males, 95% of which found out about SMMA through, you guessed it, Iman.
My name is Iman. I'm 17 years old and I actually dropped out of high school 8 months ago. And yes, I said high school, not college, right? I'm sure you know a bunch of college dropouts.
But here's a very interesting thing I learned speaking to a very successful agency coach who shall remain nameless for the purposes of this video, but you know who he is. I was talking to him about a year and a half ago, and this was right when Iman started to take YouTube super seriously, and he said,
I am so excited that Iman is blowing up on YouTube.
And I said, why? And he said this.
He's creating all my future customers.
So basically what he meant by this is everyone finds out about SMMA from Iman, but then once they take the course and realize there's more to this than just buying a course, they actually need some hands-on help. A lot of them flock to other agency gurus, myself included, because they didn't get enough help in Iman's course. And I had never thought about it that way. But the more I think about it, this is exactly how this industry works. Someone, probably a young guy, finds out about the agency model from someone, probably Iman. They either buy his course or they start watching tons of YouTube videos and find another course to buy. And if that one doesn't help them quite enough, they go find another one. So this begs the question, is this just an endless cycle where more people actually end up paying the gurus that actually end up being successful? And the honest answer is absolutely. And if this discourages you and makes you want to raise your justice warrior flag, I get you. I do. I understand it. And I've been there. But here's the reality. 9 in 10 businesses fail, not because business is flawed, because entrepreneurship is really freaking hard. And a $997 course is not going to change that. What will change that though is hiring a coach and actually getting access to somebody who can answer your questions in real time. And take this from someone who bought his first course for $1,500 as a 21-year-old who was trying to escape the matrix. That wasn't even a common phrase at the time, but that's what I was trying to do, drop out of college and go do my own thing. And spent 3 months banging my head against a keyboard because the course was so terribly awful until I finally hired a coach. And within 60 minutes, I knew exactly what to do, and within 2 weeks, I had actually closed my first paying client. So don't fault the course sellers for what they're doing, only fault and try to take down the ones that completely and blatantly lie about the ease of the opportunity. Now, with this said, what does the future hold for SMMA? Well, first of all, I think the acronym is completely misplaced at this point in time, but it happens to get a lot of views and searches on YouTube, so I still use it every day. And the reason that it's misplaced is because there are so many ways to make money in digital marketing, and a traditional SMMA is just one of them. You can make money by becoming an influencer, managing influencers, learning ads on platforms like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, and the list goes on. But the reason I really feel like the future of this industry is bright and we're truly sitting on the cusp of like a new age of this whole thing are 2 things. Number 1, AI, and number 2, white label SaaS. Let me talk about white label SaaS first. We're sitting in a moment of history where High Level and other platforms, but High Level being the leading one, at least in this space, are allowing you to take software that they have spent multi millions of dollars developing, and for a single fee, put your own brand on it and resell it. There's a lot of people arguing for universal basic income right now. I think this is as close as it gets.
Someone taking all the risk off of you and allowing you to resell an insanely robust software platform and keep 99% of the profit. And this goes deep into multiple levels of how people can actually use this. You've got people like my consulting client, Jeff, who is in his 60s, had a big network of business folks he could sell to just from his life experience, nearly $2,000 in monthly recurring revenue in order to help supplement his retirement, just reselling high-level sub-accounts with no done-for-you services except for setup. Then you've got some big-time influencers like Adrian Brambilla and Perry Belcher selling 500 plus SaaS accounts in 1 day during their launch. And then you've got the established agency that's able to slash costs on the 30 plus softwares that High Level replaces and own the revenue for the SaaS subscription they're selling to their clients. And obviously new agencies can do the same thing. It's just a little slower. So it's just unprecedented, this level of flexibility, control, and profit margin on a software that you don't have to pay to develop. It's insane. If you don't know about High Level, you can check out the video on the screen now and watch a quick intro. So white label SaaS is obviously a game changer, but then last year we had the AI wave also take this world by storm. This is honestly like another flagship moment in the space, like AdWords coming out or e-com brands getting into Amazon for the first time. There's going to be mass adoption of these tools, and just like small businesses look to agencies to help them implement advertising and e-commerce in the past, they're going to do the same with AI. So what does this look like practically? It looks like people building custom AI chatbots and appointment setters, marrying them with High Level and selling them them for 5 to 10K setup fees and then small monthly recurring fees. It looks like agencies helping course creators put their entire library of content into an AI assistant that can answer questions faster and better than the course creator themselves. It means tasks that used to take tons of time and creativity from an agency or employee getting completed in 1/10 of the time and with better, more repeatable outcomes. But here's the insane part. In both of these major innovations, not only do we have something we can sell and make a lot of money on, but they also save the person using them time and money, ultimate double whammy of value for users of these tools. Here's the thing though, this is our chance to create generational wealth in our lifetime. The digital marketing industry is projected to double in the next 4 years from $321 billion in 2022 to $671 billion by 2028. And according to expert market research, a lot of this is because of the rising population of people consuming and creating content through digital channels. And as I've said repeatedly today, business owners need help keeping up with the times, and that's where quote SMMAs come in. But let me give you one last piece of advice that I've been telling all my consulting clients recently. Only the most nimble businesses will survive. The more bloated you get in terms of business size, complexity, team dynamics, etc., the more likely you are to get wiped out by a single technology shift. Instead, what I recommend is not looking at yourself as an agency anymore. Let's get rid of the term SMMA and replace it with growth partner or growth consultant. A growth consultant can engage with their clients in several different ways. Some clients may be done-for-you services, some may need consulting, some may need only software. And the businesses that will survive in the next 10 years will be the ones that can engage with people the way they actually need and the way they actually want. They will be able to monetize their expertise in several different ways without increasing their complexity or even the number of employees in their business. I'm actually working on future-proofing my business in this way. So right now, if someone comes to me, they have 5 options. They can sign up for software with my affiliate link. For many others, this would be their white label brand of high level, but because of the nature of my brand, the affiliate route makes more sense. Sometimes I do sell with sub accounts as well. They can buy educational courses from me. They can get consulting in a group setting. They can get consulting on a one-on-one setting, and they can get done for you services directly from myself or my team, which I reserve only for partnerships where I would get equity or a significant upside from actually doing the done for you. And all of these are deployed with one assistant, one video editor, and me. And in my opinion, SMMAs or agencies or whatever you want to call them should be looking to do the exact same thing. Whenever they get on a sales call, the convo will be much more likely to lead to a sale when the person on the other end can be pitched any of the following: a $100 course if that's all they need, an affordable software subscription if that's all they need, a group consulting program if that's all they need, a done-for-you build-out and handoff if that's what they need, for a true done-for-you offer with high monthly fees. When you just have one tool, a done-for-you offer, you look at everything through the lens of fixing it with that offer. Where the new age of growth partners will be focused on deploying whatever makes the most sense for that client ASAP, and then if it makes sense to upgrade or upsell, doing that. Instead of an offer suite, these agencies will have an offer target where the person can ascend closer to the bullseye to get more and more help if they want it, or they can stay on the outside. Every client that comes through is like a dart. They may be a perfect fit for the bullseye offer right away, or they may land very near the edge, but as long as you can get them to buy something, you've liquidated your acquisition costs, created a customer that can be upsold and refer to you and pay you again for the thing they bought originally.
So is SMMA the biggest scam of our time? No, far from it. Like any industry, it has its charlatans. It has its champions. But most of all, right now, it has opportunity.
And that opportunity is yours for the taking.
Thanks for watching.